Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome into the show that's on in the afternoon.
Yes, sir.
We've got a great show today.
Oh, great St. Augustine story. I'm excited.
One of the best St. Augustine stories I think we've ever featured on the show.
It's going to be very special, yeah.
As a lot of people know, the wheel is back.
Woo!
The wheel is back.
Let's go.
People are excited. Lines out the door.
I'm so
full
pumped.
restaurants,
How cool
man.
is this? Yes.
I am excited to talk to Andrea Krause here today. She is the co-owner of The Wheel.
Mm-hmm.
What an amazing story.
Yes.
If you've lived in St. Augustine for any amount of time.
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, people know kind of the ups and downs that The Wheel has been through.
True.
And it's so exciting to have this kind of newest iteration of The Wheel, I guess you could call it.
Get ready, guys. It's a great story.
This is going to be
awesome.
a great story. Really, it is. We talked to Andrea before the show, and I'm blown away by the family history with this establishment. It's really awesome.
No pressure, Andrea. It's going to be all right.
Thanks, guys.
And of course, we've got your horoscopes, we got your events, all that great stuff coming at you as soon as we tell you about our friends at Bozard Ford Lincoln. Been doing it the best since 1949 when they started to be more than just a dealership. They wanted to be a family-owned beacon of trust right here in St. Augustine, and they've pulled that off. Those principles of honesty, integrity, and community service are the family tradition with the Bozards, and they thrive to this very day. They've got the state-of-the-art service facility, 91 climate-controlled service bays, and a quick lane for no appointment-needed maintenance. Plus, you can enjoy the comforts of their customer lounge and the unique flavors of Ford's Garage.
All right.
They are the proud recipients of the prestigious Triple Crown Award and named Florida's Dealer of the Year constantly by Dealer Rater. Bozard Ford Lincoln, they offer the best in pricing, selection, and service just off I-95 and State Road 16, where your satisfaction is their mission. And they are driven to inspire. Speaking of inspiring, the Bailey Group.
All right.
Getting enrolled in a health insurance or Medicare plan doesn't have to be complicated, Davey. In fact, it can be and should be quite the opposite. At the Bailey Group, you're going to work with a local insurance advisor that's going to help you find just the right insurance coverage for your specific needs and budget. Their goal is to make getting covered simple, no added costs, no extra fees. The Bailey Group handles individual health and Medicare, corporate benefits, and financial needs for their clients. Let them do that for you. Set up a free appointment consultation, 904-461-1800. Well, I got through those.
Yes, you did. Gold star.
Not a gold star. That was like one of the red stars. It wasn't even a silver star.
Still, you get recess. That's nice.
I do get recess. That's great. Andrea Krause.
Hello,
good afternoon
good
to you. Thank you
good
for coming
afternoon.
in. Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Very excited to see you. Very excited to talk. I mean, the Wheel has been the talk of the town for like the last month, that it's coming back. We're getting ready for a comeback. I want to talk about what day one was like for you guys opening the door here in a little while. But first, can you give us some of that history of kind of the cheese wheel, how it started, how your family got involved, and all that good stuff?
Yeah, sure. I'd be happy to. Some of my facts might be a little wrong because they predate my life, but for the most part, I feel like I can tell you this story. My dad and his four brothers lost their parents earlier in their life, and they kind of just stuck together. And they are originally from the New Jersey area, and they all moved to St. Augustine together. My Uncle George, I think, came here on his honeymoon and just loved it and said, we got to go to this place. And so they kind of migrated down here when my dad was in his early 20s. My mom's a Pomar, so she's a long-standing family here in St. Augustine. And they met and married, but all the while, the brothers were kind of behind the scenes figuring out what kind of business they could bring to St. Augustine. And at one point, they did own 4 restaurants together here in the area. Some of you may remember Alicia's Pizza over on the beach or Alfonso's. And they also owned the Cheese Wheel and Sandwich Board. They purchased that from someone with the last name of McClure. And so as the families were growing up and my dad and his older brother got married, they started having kids and they kind of wanted to step back from the busy lifestyle of the restaurant and pursue other things. And so in the end, Aunt Antia, who's married to my Uncle Mike, many of you probably remember her. People are like, the German lady? I'm like, yeah, the German lady. They met when my uncle was serving in the army in Germany. And so they married and moved back here to the States. But she wanted to keep the cheese wheel going. And so they purchased those shares from the other brothers and kept it going from the early 80s to 2014 when she was ready to retire. and they were able to sell the business, and someone else stepped in to keep the cheese wheel alive. And I remember when they were selling it I think it was in August 2014, we had one final family party at the cheese wheel, and we had food and pizzas, and we just taken pictures, and it was a place where all of myself and my cousins just grew up there. We were always there. My dad was always fixing things. We, felt like you were really something when you could go behind the counter and get your own soda.
Right.
Yeah.
So, it just meant a lot to us. And it was really a hard day when it was the last day, taking a picture out front with everybody who was able to come, and kind of wishing that we lived here to maybe do something about it. But we were so happy that someone else was able to purchase it and keep it going. And I know that he was able to do so for a while. And, COVID, like it did to many businesses, I think was probably part of why that closed down, because I'm pretty sure he had other businesses in the area as well.
Yeah.
And so my sister and I moved home a few years ago, and my brother, Tony, he's really the one you can give credit to for this whole thing, because it was his idea. He's been in the restaurant business here in town for about 20 years. And he said, he came to us last January and he said, I think it was a text message. He said, there's not a day that goes by that I don't hear someone tell me they wish they could get a rider or go to the cheese wheel. Because like so many of, like for us, it meant something. It's more than a sandwich, right? Where sandwiches and memories are made is something I kind of like to say. But
I love that.
You were hearing stories, I used to skip school and go to the cheese wheel and get a sandwich and go to the beach, or I came back with my white bag, and that made me so cool on campus.
I was the lunch go-getter at my first job here in St. Augustine, and I would have to go to the cheese and pick up lunch for everybody. Just remember that. It was classic.
So a lot of people, it feels like, felt the way we did, that we wanted to be able to get a rider and have a place that was really a community and more than just the food too. So he said, I think we could do something about this. And my sister's name is Stacy. She and I it was an immediate yes. There were no doubts about it, that we wanted to see if we could explore this. So last January we started, and here we are. We're open now. We were able to open almost a year to the day from the time we first had the conversation, just a few days later.
That's awesome.
But it's just been a labor of love for one another, for what we wanted to bring to the community, a great meal and a great place to show up and see your friends.
Yeah.
I like how you shortened the name too, by the way.
Oh,
the wheel.
Yeah, that was something we knew, when you're taking something on that has a legacy like the cheese wheel, you don't want to mess with it too much. Because, I mean, we've already, every time somebody comes to the counter, what about this and what about that? And
of course,
we're like, okay, we'll look into that. We didn't even know about that. Like,
you need a suggestion box.
Even the cheese cubes. People were talking about these cheese cubes online, and I'm like, I've never actually had a cheese cube.
Oh my God, they're so good.
And I said to my dad, why have I never had this? And now we, family perk, we're eating for free.
Yeah.
At the original, and cheese cubes are expensive to buy.
Okay.
And so my dad didn't let us order the cheese cubes because
no way.
You just, you get the fries and a sandwich, a turkey on white, So, we had good stuff too, but I had never had them till we were exploring, taste testing things for our menu. So I hope we're getting them right. I really don't know. But the wheel was what we called it as a family. Saturdays at 1, usually you'd find a group of Hessens there sitting at a table having lunch together. So we would just say, let's meet at the wheel. And so from the very beginning, that's what we wanted to call it. And we had a great partnership with Future Friends. Danielle and her team were amazing at creating a branding suite that doesn't even feel new. It feels familiar and comfortable, and like it was what you always saw when you walked in, even though branding didn't really exist in the 80s. Not for small town restaurants anyway.
But it's still got that kind of retro feel to it. I mean, it looks like this version of it has been around since then, which is really cool. And that must have been what you were going for.
Absolutely. And they did a great job. We were so pleased with working with them.
I love the PETA dude on the skateboard. How did that come about?
Well, that was Tony's idea too. And one of the original mock-ups that Danielle brought us, they just had a submarine sandwich on a skateboard, and it just said the wheel above it. And my brother said, what if we turn this into a PETA? And what if he has arms and legs? And so they found a way to make it happen.
I'm ready for plushies. I'm ready for the whole.
Well, there is a 5 foot by 5 foot version of him in the restaurant on the wall. So
That's
it looks pretty awesome.
Very cool. So lots of excitement. You guys are bringing this vision back to life. You're bringing kind of your family's, a big part of your family's legacy back to life, right? What went into that leading up to opening week? Like, you guys must be going crazy, like sampling stuff and trying different breads and different pitas and all that stuff. What does it look like leading into, how crazy is that leading into reopening day, I guess?
Honestly, sometimes I thought if I knew how much work this was going to be, I might not have done it. I have 5 kids. My sister has 4 kids.
God bless you, 5 children.
We are busy in our personal lives, but it just felt like the right thing to do. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Oh, yeah.
Even the place where we ended up putting the restaurant just kind of felt like it was just there for us when we needed it. So, when it came to setting it up, it was a lot of behind the scenes work. We had several meetings at Aunt Antia's kitchen table. She came to my home several times, and I kept calling it sandwich school. Halfway through the day, my sister's texting me from across the room, "This is sandwich boot camp." She says, because, "No, don't do it that way. Chop, chop, chop." You know, like we're
she's
learning,
making sure you guys get it right.
She was really an integral part of this.
She was very involved in it.
That's
from
huge.
the very beginning, we went and talked to her and told her we wanted to do this because it was important to us that she was, not that she was okay with it, but that it was something she would be excited about. And even Monica,
me and my family, we would have been so many fights. Oh my goodness. Like, how did you get through? I'm sure there were some passionate moments, right?
Yes. Oh yeah. Stacy and Tony and I have a pretty good working relationship. My husband says we're all platypuses. We have very distinct skill sets that just kind of work really well together. So when we stay in our lane, we do pretty good. Occasionally, if anyone's going to jump out, it's usually me, but
I love it.
I can be told. Chill out. But the truth is my brother had all the kitchen and restaurant experience. I've run a business of my own before, so I had a little bit of that. Like, I call myself the activator. I'm really just good at like being that steam engine and pushing us forward through the hard things. My sister is the one, all the paperwork and the details. If it weren't for her, we'd still be just sitting around like wondering how to go, because she is the one who's kind of pushed all that through. And then together my parents did a really good job when they raised us. We're friends with each other. Awesome. And we have a good relationship for the most part. So they're really special.
That's fantastic.
People to me. But yeah, so Aunt Antia was excited from the beginning, and she had a lot of wisdom to share. Best day ever was bread day, going to bakeries, tasting things.
Oh yeah.
You just say, "Oh, what about that?" And he's handing it to you and you're taking it home, and it was just smelled so good in there. But yeah, we found a great bakery out of Jacksonville that delivers. I do believe it's the same bakery she used, except for when she was doing it, they didn't deliver. So my uncle went and picked it up.
No. Oh, wow.
So now they bring it to us,
that
which is
helps.
great.
Yeah.
Technology has moved things forward over there. But yeah, so we really tried hard to match things, to taste things. We're tasting 4 or 5 different kind of fries up at Cisco. I said, turn them around. We don't want to know which is which. We just want to taste them, blind taste test. And we all secretly wrote down our choice, and it was the same. So it's like, okay, it's got to be the
that's
fry.
Awesome. There
so we're
you
trying
go.
to get it. We're trying to get it right. From the cut of chicken to use for the chicken salad and the chop, 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 chop.
Was it hard? Because obviously the economy is way different now with the price of food and things. Did you have to remix some things from your aunt's recipes?
Yeah, looking at her menu, we have an original copy. She actually signed one for each of us on that last day in August.
Sweet.
That's why I know the date, because she wrote it on there. And we've been looking at Tony's copy for months now, but we really went back to it. We took a few things off that just felt like we didn't want to do. My sister's son has a really bad nut allergy. She goes, "Can we just not have a peanut butter and jelly?" I said, "Sure, let's do a grilled cheese."
Yeah.
Who doesn't love a grilled cheese?
Yeah.
And so we made a few changes like that were just small, but we really wanted to stay true to the salads, the egg salad, the tuna salad, the chicken salad. Just they sell out. Both of them have sold out more than once in the last week since we've been open. All 3 of them actually. So we really wanted to get those right. And so food prices have definitely gone up. You look at her prices, it was $4.75 for a sandwich.
Oh.
We can't afford to do that.
Nobody can do that.
So I did a little, I guess you would call it market research. I'm not my background's I'm a therapist, so my background is not in this really, but I looked around at what you would consider competitors and what they were charging. And I tried to do some price matching, and I think we got it pretty good. There are some people that think they're too low. There are some, no one said they're too high. But for now, I think they're just right. You know, it will depend. I mean, the cost of eggs has gone up already since I printed the menu. Prices are subject to change, but I think we're going to keep them where they are at least for 6 months and just, see how it goes. But they're definitely, it's at least twice as much as it was on her menu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just the way of things, I guess.
I think people will be so excited. I mean, I think they're already excited to know that your family is back involved with this. I think that brings them some nostalgia. It kind of warms our soul to know that, hey, this is coming back, and this time it's with the original people, the original family that did it. I think it's going to mean even more to people that your aunt, you're literally in your aunt's kitchen recreating these recipes.
Yes.
And it's so amazing. So people are really getting that original flavor back. I got to tell you, I saw the announcements a week or so ago that, hey, it was open. People come in, and I see the pictures, and it's just full of people, full of people having a great time. What did that mean to you guys to open the doors to so many people who already had this built-in love for your family, for the food, for the cheese wheel, all that stuff?
I'm getting a little emotional because as much as it meant to us, it was so wonderful to find out that it meant just as much to others.
Yeah.
And that first 2 days we were open, I actually had developed a little bit of an email list through the website that we have. It's very basic. It's nothing fancy. None of us really know how to do that. But I call them my ryders.
Okay.
So I'm pretty proud of that pun,
I love
to be
that,
honest.
actually.
Great.
I was like, I'm really driving this one home. But
You need to make a t-shirt of that right now. Yeah.
Yes.
Ride or
so
die.
I said,
Yes.
ride or dies are going to be the first to know when we open. So after I said that, I got an influx on that mailing list. I think I was up to 434 people on that mailing list.
Wow.
So the Thursday that the health inspector told us we could open, I sent an email that night and I said, okay, don't tell anyone. We're going to open for you guys Friday and Saturday.
Okay.
And so those were the only people I told. I did not post it on our socials. I did not post it on our website until Sunday evening.
Yeah.
When we had already been open for 2 days. And I couldn't believe how many people came when no one was supposed to know about it.
Right.
And so it really was, gratitude is the first word that comes to mind. I feel like people took a chance on us, that based on our family name, they're coming in the door and that nostalgia that they want to feel. And I hope they're feeling it. I'm out in the dining room, and it was really important to me because something that Aunt Antia did and Monica did, is my cousin, her daughter, they were out there.
Yeah.
She would pull up a chair and sit by you, and she knew your name, and she knew that you wanted a ham and cheese rider with chips on Sunday afternoon, whether it was a special or not. She really got to know the people that came into her establishment. And, my background being what it is, I collect people too. I feel like that is one of the things that I really wanted to bring to what we were doing, is that I would learn names, and maybe I'll learn orders. We'll see. But that it would be a place where you felt like you were coming home. And as I've looked around, I've seen people I haven't seen in years. Other people are seeing people they haven't seen in years. And it feels like small town St. Augustine.
Yeah.
Within our little 2,400 square feet.
Was there any
space.
specific memorable moment that you can connect? Or was your aunt there?
She came on Thursday night before we opened the doors to the Ride or Dies. We did a private event for our family, both the Hessen and Pomar sides. So and people who helped us with the projects, like our contractor came, people who helped us paint came, people who were doing things for us throughout the process were invited to come. And that was a really special moment to see my family milling around all together. I mean, there were probably 100 people there that just love us and we love them. And it was electric a little bit. I don't want to sound too much like a hippie or a crazy person, but
no, it had
there
to
was
be.
like an energy in the air.
Yeah.
And it just for me, it was confirmation that you're doing something that matters, and it's not just important to you, but it will be a place for the community. It'll be a place for a new generation of St. Augustinians to come and build memories and to skip school for. I didn't say that.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Ask your mom first.
Mom, can I skip school? That never goes well.
So, it felt like a community is being built. And even from the online community, and now they're coming in. And I think that that's just as important as serving good food, which Tony is making sure happens. He is back there every day, working long hours, getting it right. We have her vegetable soup recipe for those soup lovers out there. It's only a seasonal item, but it's there right now this winter. And, he's working so hard. People don't see him as much because he's behind the scenes, but he's the reason this is happening.
So cool.
Very cool. What's the feedback like on some of the items that people are excited are back? That they can access again in St. Augustine. Yes,
the chicken salad. Yes, we're still selling out every day. My sister did say to my brother yesterday, "You think we can make some more chicken salad?" So I don't know if he agreed to that or not. I'll find out when I get in. But the chicken salad is back, and the cheese cubes are back.
Okay.
Thank God.
We think the fries are back.
Okay.
We did do something different there, you guys. I'll put this out there. There's only one size. We're not doing a small. We're just doing the large.
That's
and
fine.
And it's shareable. Share it with your friends.
Perfect.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a lot. It's definitely a shareable size. So we simplified a couple of things. What else? Something new Tony wanted was these broccoli and bacon. It's kind of like a cheese cube on steroids because it has the cheese, but it also has broccoli and bacon.
Oh, it's healthy.
And
Perfect.
yeah, exactly.
Totally
it's
healthy.
Fried
Yep.
and delicious.
Love it. You
so
can fry a
that's
shoe
something
and
new
I would
we
eat
have. The ryders are all back.
Awesome.
The turkey
Was it hard to
rider.
find pita? I mean, pita really was a moment in like the 90s, right?
Yeah.
And then it kind of phased out a little bit. Was it hard to find pita?
Yeah, because your classic grocery store pita is not.
No, they're different now.
It's
they don't
different.
have the pocket,
It's
you know what I mean?
thin. You can't get it to separate.
Yeah.
It tears up. It's dry. It's definitely not what we want to use. So that was an Aunt Antia question again. We went to her. We said, "Who did you use?" And they're up in Jacksonville. They have a bakery. They bake all of our bread because we have like a beautiful white bread. If you want, a regular build your own, or a wheat bread we have, and our rye for the Reuben comes from them. Our sub roll. Because we wanted a softer sub roll that didn't feel like your teeth were competing with it to get to the middle of your sandwich.
Thank you.
So they're doing all of our bread for us. They come every morning and they deliver it. And we went up there and we got the pita. And I said we watched it. It was cool because we watched it be made. They roll it out. They put it on this little conveyor belt that looks like a snake, and then it goes through the oven and it comes out. And as it comes out, they're pulling it and putting it in the bag. And
that's perfect.
And then when we get it, we're checking, make sure there's not super big tears, because if there is, your sandwich will fall out of it.
Yeah.
Making sure it opens. So we do all of that in-house to make sure that every pita is. Occasionally there's one torn. I just suggest that's where you take your first bite,
Yeah, there you go.
A little bit of mayo can be the sealant on that.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the flavor of a small town restaurant right there. I
So they
love it.
deliver now, which is great. My Uncle Mike, Aunt Antia's husband, used to drive up there weekly, a couple times a week to get the bread.
Wow.
Because they deliver, we get it fresh every day. So that's kind of a new fun perk.
Yeah.
And it's soft and wonderful.
So do the rider dies have like a secret menu item that they can order from?
They don't, but Tony has said they need to have
That'd
one.
be cool. Yeah.
He referenced a comedian, and I'm sorry, I can't remember his name, but he talked about the club sandwich and how, how did I get part of this club, So maybe we need to make some sort of special sandwich that those rider dies
There you
get.
go.
That's
That would be
definitely on the
super cool.
list. It would be
That
pretty
would
cool
be
to have.
great.
They can get membership cards or something.
Right. There you go. I love it. I feel like I just stepped back in time. You're even rocking the shark watch out here, which I love. I was rocking a shark watch when I was going to Cheese Wheel back in the day.
So good.
I love it. So what's the future look like for the wheel now? What should people be excited about?
I think people should be excited about coming in and kind of capturing a little bit of that nostalgia and their childhood and passing that now on to their own kids. I've even felt that with my own children. Although now I know how hard it can be when you come in the back door and ask somebody to make you a sandwich and the restaurant's full of people.
Right.
I'm like, sorry, Joe. Joe and Tammy used to make the sandwiches. Sorry about that. I had no clue. But my children, my sister's children, they're so excited. They're getting their friends excited about it. And people are coming in. I've seen a couple people the last 2 Fridays, and I've been told that's now their tradition. After school on Friday, they come in at 3:00. They have a snack together. Families are coming in together. Grandparents are coming in together. There's one young man, his name is Jake, and I actually went to school with his parents, and he has come a couple times, and he brought one grandma one day and the other grandma the next. I mean, it's exactly what we want. We want it to be a place where locals can come and have a familiar, it's just a sandwich, but it's awesome. Not just a sandwich.
Right. You're exactly
and they can
right.
come and just be together. I also hope that my own kids, I just feel like we're adding to the legacy of both my parents, Becky and Drew. And their, family's just really important to us on both sides. And I think it has been for generations. And I just have always felt grateful to be part of the family I am. I know that that's a privilege, especially in the work that I used to do. I learned really quickly that my experience was pretty unique. And, I hope we can just pass a little bit of that on, that just you come in and you feel better when you leave.
Yeah, that's awesome. I know you guys just opened up, but are you guys thinking about anything with Uber Eats or DoorDash, anything like that?
The question of the day.
I know, right?
After
modern
that first
technology.
Saturday, I was like, we're not doing to-goes. I mean, the line, it was just, we weren't fast enough to keep up at that point, but Tony assures me, he said, we were doing 50 an hour a week ago, now we're doing 80 an hour. So we are opening up the phone lines today at 10:30 to 11:30. We're going to take phone to go orders, and then again at 2 to 3:45, just during those slower times. We'd like to eventually
just
get
so smart and well thought out.
Yeah.
Just we want to be able to give everybody a good experience, and it's not fun when you get there and your sandwich isn't ready because the line is so long, and we want the dining room to be a good experience too. So we're just kind of starting slow. When it comes to Uber Eats and DoorDash, I think we all have a little bit of a hang up with that. I know that it's so convenient. Tony is like, I don't want to trust the integrity of our food to someone else. And so I don't know. Not now, I guess is the answer, because I never say never. I've learned that a long time ago. But for now, we can do pickup, and, if you know somebody, maybe, I don't know if we'll ever do delivery of our own stuff, but we'll see. We have some uncles.
That's a whole other monster.
Who are retired, who maybe would want to step in and do it.
There you go.
See. I've told him jokingly, but maybe that would become a reality. We'll see. But for now, call us. And if we can take your to-go order, we absolutely will. Like I said, those at the beginning of the day and the end of the day, not during the rush, it seems to be working pretty well. We tried it yesterday kind of secretly. And today we made it public that we're going to do that. So we're getting better every day. Our staff is getting trained. We have some great people that we've been able to hire, people who care, that want to be there and who really care about what we're doing and being a part of it all. So I think that, I think we got a good team put together for sure.
Special.
Very awesome. Andrea, thank you so much for coming in, for sharing your family's story, for opening back up the wheel. I mean, it's really cool. It is something that people are so excited about. And I love that you guys are not just opening it to open it. You're really putting your hearts and your souls into making the food good and making the experience good and giving people a chance to kind of relive that time where we all would gather at the cheese. It's so cool. Yeah. Thank you so much for coming in. Where can people find you and follow you and all that good stuff?
We are on Facebook, just under the wheel. You can look for that little icon. It's blue. It looks like that sticker that I'll
put link in comments for people. That's good.
And we're on there. And then we're also on Instagram at The Wheel St. Aug. And we have a website, thewheelstaugg.com. So you can find us there.
Cool. Very cool. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for
I will
inviting
definitely
me.
see you again soon. I promise you that.
Make sure you say hello, even if I'm in the back.
100%. Thank you for your time.
Exciting.
Bye, guys.
Thank you. Dude, I love that story.
I have chills. What a story.
Seriously.
Gosh.
Yeah, man. Very
family,
cool.
I love the whole thing.
Yeah. I mean, it's a family story. It's a family story first and a food story second.
Yeah.
But the food is so great.
Yeah.
The food is unbelievable.
New favorite interview right there. That was my favorite.
Yeah, that's the interview of the year so far.
So far. Great one.
Very cool. Very excited.
Yeah, man.
For everybody, not just for this family, but for the people who get to enjoy the wheel again, man.
Absolutely. Yes.
Really, it was such a staple of St. Augustine when I was growing up here. It really was, man. So, very exciting. Hey, big shout out to our friends at Old Town Trolley.
Oh, okay.
Where you can sit back and relax as Old Town Trolley's licensed and talented tour conductors share over 500 years of St. Augustine's history, culture, and old world charm while experiencing unforgettable views on their open-air trolleys. Guests can enjoy the city's European flavor, the brick-lined streets and the sights, such as the Castillo de San Marcos, the Fountain of Youth, and Henry Flagler's former Ponce de Leon Hotel. 90-minute tour, 22 stops, 100 points of interest, and you can use your ticket all day for on and off reboarding, which is great. Check them out. They are the Green Trains, and we love them. You will too.
And get on board with Steve Chapman's All-American Air. They've been serving St. Augustine and St. Johns County for over 45 years. They take great pride in providing quality service and installations, in turn gaining a customer for life. All-American Air can match any price, but no one can match their quality and service. Our friends at Steve Chapman's All-American Air will take exceptional care of your home unit. When was the last time you had somebody come over and inspect everything, make sure you got a good checkup? Well, get on one of those maintenance plans. If your filter is gray,
it should be changed today.
All right.
You thought you were going to catch me. You thought I wasn't paying attention.
I got you good. 904-461-0070. Thanks, guys.
Also, attention, all wine lovers. Mark your calendars for an extraordinary evening at Bin 39 Wine Bar as they team up with Canard Vineyard. This is huge for a one-night only curated wine tasting experience. This is only happening Thursday, February 27th, from 6 to 8 at Bin 39 Wine Bar. That's 4 St. George Street. You guys know. You can join Adam Fox of Canard Vineyard for an exclusive tasting of hand-selected wines from Napa Valley and Paso Robles.
Nice.
I always worry about if I'm going to say that right.
Get it right.
Paired with live music and heavy hors d'oeuvres. Heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Tickets are just $99 a person. Limited spots available, so call 904-827-5740 to RSVP by Monday, February 24th. If you have questions, you can email kcass@bin39.wine. Don't miss the chance to sip, savor, and experience some of the best wines California and really the world has to offer.
True story.
Right here in St. Augustine, Bin 39. All right, it's horoscope time. You're going to get the best horoscopes the stars have to offer. Well, not the best, actually the worst.
Yesterday was painful.
Yesterday was rough. Today's going to be, well, we'll see. Cancer, Leo, Virgo. We'll start with Cancer. Oh, poor Cancer. This week, you'll feel as emotionally stable as a cat in a bathtub. Your moods will swing faster than a neglected garden swing set in a hurricane. Everyone's demands will drain you until you're as empty as a politician's promises. Seen a lot of those. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, at work, your boss will demand miracles while providing you the support of a damp paper towel.
Wow.
Ouch. The best thing you can do is construct a fort of blankets and hope the world outside forgets you exist for a solid weekend. Maybe you'll find peace. At least your internet may buffer less.
Ooh.
Buffer.
Loser.
Yeah, well.
I know.
Leo, welcome to your very own dramatic production called Disappointments of the Week, where you're the star, director, and overcritical audience. As usual, you'll expect the world to revolve around you while you take a confident stride through town. But really, you'll just stumble over a puddle and land flat on your ego. Hurts to land on your ego, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Social events you attend will be about as exciting as watching grass grow. At least it's not paint dry again this week.
Yeah.
Pretend you're interested in the pointless banter people throw your way and practice your fake laugh. You'll need it. Virgo, dearest Virgo, perfection is your middle name. But this week is shaping up to be a sloppy mess of imperfections. Good luck with your futile attempts to organize your life like a color-coded spreadsheet. It's going to unravel like a yarn in a kitten's paws. Friends will come to you for advice only to ignore it completely, leaving you to wonder why you bother. You're stuck in meetings that are more useful than a screen door on a submarine. You'll be stuck in meetings that are more useful than a screen door. Shouldn't it be less useful?
Less useful.
Should be less useful.
Yeah. Wow, stars.
Get it together, stars.
Yeah.
I need to make a horoscope for the stars.
Yeah, we need to read the stars.
That's right.
Get their act together. I'll tell you who has a great act coming up.
Okay.
Lady Luck presents Galentine's Disco at Pierre's Pub coming up. This is on Valentine's Day, February 14th. The theme is Super Galactic Ultra Modern Cowgirl.
Super Galactic Ultra Modern
Cowgirl. Very nice. Rhodey, Erica Reese, Julie Papili, Emma Mosley, Cassidy Lee, Ava Ray Clark. There's also going to be Hush Hush Silent Disco After Party. The dress code is Space Cowgirl. So if that's your fetish, let's go to Pierre's Pub, February 14th.
Right.
I mean, it's a thing. It's a whole niche.
Yeah.
So yeah, $14. Tickets include entry to the after party as well. 7:30 to 1 a.m. This is going to be a great party. Check out Galentine's Disco, Pierre's Pub.
All right. Very nice.
Hey, what's a hobby?
I don't know.
Right? Well, Saturday, February 8th, you can figure it out at the Lightner Museum. 10:30 a.m., they have Grow Some Fun with Gardening.
Oh, they're not going to want to grow what I want to grow.
That maybe we can learn what the right elements are. So join Lightner Educator in discovering the hobby of gardening. Participants will explore the museum's garden and learn about plant life cycle, and the chance to plant a seed that they can take home. Okay, so I see. It will be a tremendous time. I didn't write. They wrote that in there. Yeah. This workshop is for children. Oh, geez, ages 5 to 10 years old.
Oh,
wow! I was like excited for a second to learn how to garden.
Yeah, yeah.
I couldn't get into the clubs when I was 10, and now I can't even get into the clubs for the kids. Yeah, so it's all downhill.
The clubs
for
are
me.
for 10-year-olds.
Golly. So lightnermuseum.org for more events information. But yeah, Saturday, February 8th. Go grow something with some kids.
Okay.
Hey, St. Augustine Connection that just announced that volunteer registration for the 11th annual Betty Griffin Center Run for Peace 5K is open. If you're not a runner or a walker, you can volunteer. I know they always need some help. Domestic violence in St. Johns County. The race will be held on Saturday, April 5th, but they're taking volunteers now. They need over 100. So yeah, check out Betty Griffin Run for Peace Volunteers 2025. For more, or go to bettygriffincenter.org and you can click the icon to volunteer.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Well, you can also check out our friends at Magnolia Family Dentistry. How about that? They're redefining what it means to visit the dentist in St. Augustine and St. Johns County, and that's true. If you haven't experienced it yet, you got to call Dr. Rodriguez at Magnolia Family Dentistry and make your appointment. 904-824-0990. I'll tell you, their commitment to excellence really does shine through in every aspect of their care. From routine checkups to advanced procedures, Dr. Rodriguez and her dedicated team provide a warm and caring atmosphere where your health and your happiness are top priority. Again, that number, 904-824-0990. They're right there at 108 Whitehall Drive, St. Augustine, in the 32086.
Nice.
Also, our friends at Elace Med Spa, where you can refresh, rejuvenate, and glow at Elace Med Spa. If you're looking for the perfect blend of relaxation and cutting-edge aesthetics, the Elace Med Spa is your go-to destination for luxury spa treatments and advanced medical aesthetic services. Indulge in a hydrating hydrofacial for a radiant glow. Refresh your look with Botox, dermal fillers, or laser treatments. Experience state-of-the-art care with the latest technology and expert providers. From self-care to beauty enhancements, the Elace team here to craft a personalized treatment plan just for you. You can enjoy their top-tier service in a tranquil, inviting atmosphere that will leave you feeling renewed and confident. And if you say Davy's name at booking, you get $100 off your treatment. That's awesome.
Yes, sir.
Book your appointment today because guess what? You deserve it.
And you deserve a trip to Panache. They've been living the fabulous life since 1987, and they invite you to their pamper party. Their mission is simple. They're there to sprinkle joy from head to heart, one guest at a time. I know this from time and time again. People love their experiences at Panache. From a chic haircut to a soul-soothing massage, the team is all about pampering you to the max and getting you the best that you want to look. They're amazing. So Panache is super proud to be partners with Aveda. They share their passion with ethical, sustainable business practices and their high fashion vibes. Go to getpanache.com, get on those books, and get with it, boo.
Very cool.
Yes.
All right, how are we ending the show today?
All right, nonsensical and bizarre animal pics that I found today.
Okay.
So this first one is a cow eye patch hack. Look at this. You take a bra and just cut out one of the boob parts.
Okay.
So it protects the other eye. Makes sense, right?
There you go, sure.
Actually works. Next up, look at this ninja cat.
Oh,
Right?
look at that.
Yatta!
That's great.
And next up, do not catnip and drive. Fluffy, not a good idea. Spinning out of control. Next up, wow, that's a whole lot of wieners. I just saying.
Geez.
Yes, that's a
all
lot.
right.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
sausage party
Going for
right
it.
there.
Yeah, sausage king of the streets. Next up, look how cute. Oh my gosh. Does this really happen? That's not Photoshop, that's real. Oh. All right, next up, suppose you're all wondering why I called this meeting today.
Okay.
Next up, signs I might need to go on a diet.
Oh, yeah.
A little hippish there, Shakira. Next up, wow, cat assaults. Look at this. Assume the position, apparently.
Okay.
Next up, this is rural Uber Eats, so maybe we could tell Andrea this could be an option too.
There you go. Get your cheese wheel delivered on a donkey.
Right, this is how they are in Hastings. God bless them all out there doing the. All right, next up is Indognito. No one's going to say hello to me. So good.
All right, man.
Awesome.
Good stuff. Great show.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you to Andrea for coming in. And thank you guys out there for watching. We'll see you in the morning.
Bye, everybody.